the other big names in female fighting, an amazing ambassador for the sport, the real deal, Amanda Serrano.
I don't know what happened there, ladies and gentlemen. I guess this computer is acting screwy here. I don't know what the deal is, but now fight's about to start. The main event. Tyronn Woodley versus Jake Paul. Jake Paul undefeated in boxing. And thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for the delays. It's been crazy. This has been acting really funny here. But we're gonna give it a shot again. And after the fight, we play some music, drinking some adult beverages and stuff, just doing some things here. I'll tell you, that last fight, Serrano definitely destroyed Mercado. I didn't like the fact that that Serrano's trainer, I thought, went really below the belt. He was pretty low class, trying to downgrade the Mexican fighter, Miss Mercado. Mercado obviously was not in Serrano's class, but she was a game fighter, and she did try. She made it sound like all she did was back up. She didn't fight like a quote-unquote Mexican fighter. I believe she did fight like a Mexican fighter. She just didn't have the reach advantage that Serrano had. Serrano's reach was the difference in the fight, and she was tagging her, especially the last 3 rounds of the fight. The first 6 rounds were close, but I gave them to Serrano. But the last 3 rounds, listen, Serrano was busting her up. There's just no way around it. But for Serrano's manager to be as disrespectful as he was, it just wasn't necessary, and he was definitely low class. But that's the end of that. And now we're about 10 minutes away from the main event. That will be Tyronn Woodley versus Jake Paul. I believe it's a 10-round fight. It's either a 10-round or an 8-round fight, but it'll be a 3-minute round, of course. Tyronn Woodley has looked bad in his last 4 MMA fights. He is 39 years old. He's given up about 13 years to Jake Paul. I've heard a lot about Jake Paul being a heavy puncher, but he has not fought anybody that's dealt with combat sports. Excuse me. Nate Robinson is a basketball player, okay? And he had the height and reach advantage with Nate Robinson. And the last guy, he was another YouTube guy. He wasn't a real fighter. Tyronn Woodley is not a boxer, but he is an established champion, as he is a UFC Hall of Famer, or at least borderline UFC Hall of Famer, and held the title for a very long time. Now, Woodley is an advanced age, but listen, Woodley's legacy is on the line. He cannot. He loses to Jake Paul. He looks like an absolute joke. So everything is on the line for Tyronn Woodley. See, if Jake Paul loses, Jake Paul lost to an MMA fighter. He was basically doing this for clicks and views anyway. He got a lot further than we thought. But if Tyronn Woodley ever loses, or if he gets knocked out by Jake Paul, then he looks like an absolute fool. And his legacy is shot. So everything is on the line for Tyronn Woodley. And we are not too far away from the main event. And they're going to go over the tail of the tape. It's an 8-round fight, not a 10-round fight. It's a cruiserweight bout. The catch weight was 190 pounds on the weigh-in. So there is everything on the line for Tyronn Woodley. It is a sellout crowd. He is in Jake Paul's backyard, so to speak. Everything on the line for Tyronn Woodley, going up against Jake Paul in his hometown, Cleveland, Ohio. And they're showing the young man wearing a suit. I tell you, Jake Paul will be a folk hero if he wins this fight, especially if he knocks out Tyronn Woodley I'm not a fan of either one, but I can't root for Jake Paul. He's obnoxious. He's a clown. I don't like the disrespect they showed Floyd Mayweather. And listen, Money Mayweather should have knocked out Logan Paul, but that's another story. I think he was a fool for standing up. Listen, this is a real sport. I mean, this is not done for a bunch of clicks and views and for more followers. It's called the sweet science for an absolute reason. Now, Tyronn Woodley, I don't know if he's the guy that should be doing it, but he knows what it is to be in combat sports. He knows what it means. So, listen, you have to be prepared to die in that particular ring. I don't know if Jake Paul's ready to do that. I think he's just, he's just some spoiled kid who has nothing else to do. He clearly said, I got bored with making YouTube and TikTok videos, so I'm going into the ring. The worst thing that happened was Nate Robinson got the snot knocked out of him. And now he's giving this guy all types of confidence. Tyronn Woodley, your entire career is on the line. You cannot lose to this guy. Cannot do it.
Works hard at this, and that he's improving.
And listen, I'm not going to say that he doesn't work at all. Obviously, he's in good somewhat fighting shape. But Tyronn Woodley is all about him. 39 years old. He's a veteran. He has been a champion at the highest level. The UFC is the highest level of mixed martial arts. And Tyronn Woodley was the champion for quite some time. But the way he's looked over the last 4 fights, he looks very, very vulnerable. It is how far has he fallen? It would be ridiculous, especially if he gets knocked out. If he gets knocked out, he looks like an absolute clown. Period, point blank. You cannot defend him. I don't care.
Quite frankly, it gives me chills just thinking
about it. You want to call me a hater? You want to say, oh man, UncClaude, you're out of the pocket. Listen, the facts are the facts. He cannot get knocked out by Jake Paul, period. Forget he can't lose. He can't get knocked out. He gets knocked out by Jake Paul. He's a clown.
And said, I want that guy.
Man, he might be erased from the MMA community if he gets knocked out by Jake Paul. It's as simple as that.
He's on a 4-fight losing streak. He said,
4-fight losing streak.
On my resume. Guys, the MMA community.
He can't have a 5-fight losing streak and a knockout against Jake Paul. Cannot happen.
For Tyronn Woodley to shut this kid up once and for all. They want the chosen one who hasn't gone in the
that's just my opinion. I know. If you want to disagree with it, you are more than entitled to do so.
To show up tonight in his pro boxing debut and represent the MMA community. Earlier in the night, I referenced
everything is on
right now.
Tyronn Woodley. All of the pressure is on him right now.
Who once said back in 2003, y'all must have forgot. We're moments away from Tyronn Woodley reminding everyone that they must have forgot.
Well, it's not a matter of you must have forgot. The fact of the matter is he has to perform. And we know once upon a time, Tyronn Woodley was the UFC champion at his division. But that was quite some time. Here's Dave Chappelle in the audience. They're showing guys in the audience right now. Dustin Poirier, who knocked the dog shit out of Conor McGregor a few months ago.
Former welterweight world champion
Andre Berto,
he is here in
former welterweight champion.
And
I remember 2 division world champion Corey Spinks.
Division world champion in the house. And we got some Olympic boxers here as well.
Yeah, the Olympic boxing team.
O'Shea Joe, Delonte Johnson, all of them with the hardware as well. Hunter Armstrong, another gold medalist from swimming here in Cleveland. And
Rain Boo Boo Mancini, I remember him getting knocked out by Livingston Bramble way back in the day. But he was a decent champion.
And back with me here to get some more insight as we get ready for this main event. Logan Paul, the big brother of Jake, and of course the Bellator featherweight world champion, AJ McKee.
Oh my goodness. Now this is not just Logan Paul,
As these guys get ready to make
who got carried by Money Mayweather in the last exhibition fight.
Is it Tyronn with him?
I think so, yeah. I think it's Jake. Let's be honest, Tyronn knows he's at the end of his career. He said it to his own vlog camera. I fooled him. This is a money play for Tyronn. He don't really want to win this fight. My brother's on the cusp of starting the rest of his life, of really beginning his legacy.
Wow, I tell you, I mean, these are obnoxious, disrespectful calls. I mean, it's easy to want to see them get knocked the fuck out. I mean, let's call it. I mean, he's in his hometown. He's going to have a lot of hometown support. Boy, I would love to get him knocked out of him.
He's got to bring the pressure, get inside.
Tyronn Woodley's got to. He can't lose this fight. He will look like it. Absolutely.
The better it is for Jake.
He
I
will
think
be
Tyronn
laughed
needs to
at.
get in there and go leave it all in there. You know what I mean?
Not just the MMA community, but in combat sports, period.
So that's the big question. Like Logan said, this could be his last fight. I think the pressure is pretty even in this.
Oh no, the pressure is.
Jake's got a lot.
It's all on Tyronn Woodley.
Tyronn
Tyronn Woodley, all the pressure's on him. I mean, Jake Paul is not a true fighter.
Definitely.
Not.
We're working on it. We're going to see you in the cage. Yeah, bro. Let's do it. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Last thing for you.
See, it's a joke to them, man.
In the ring, what does he need to do to be successful?
Win. I got to go walk out there, bro.
There he is. Appreciate it.
Now,
AJ McKee, thank you very much. We got to give you a
Oh,
full
these
update on
guys,
the latest odds. And before we get to the main event, let's go
All right,
back to that.
people actually gonna have odds on them.
Dave, Dan, it's all you. We're still here. We're still here. Still here.
I'm gonna go with. I'm scared. I'm gonna go with Woodley because he is
It's
the
been ugly. The good news. This
he
is the
he
fight
is the veteran.
we came.
He's
This
been a
is what I
true
was excited
MMA
about.
fighter. I understand that he hasn't been in the boxing ring, but it's still he knows what it means to be in a real fight.
Plus 150.
This guy here.
Sports recap right now. Bet with Logan Paul, who you just saw.
Jake Paul.
I mean, if you think Tyronn Woodley's going to knock him out, I think it's plus 145 right now. Here's all I'm going to say.
I think Tyronn
1-4
has to.
terrible.
He has to
fights.
look good.
Awful. I told you I have a terrible brain. I'm going to win it all back right now.
Whatever you do, don't listen to these Barstool clowns. They've been wrong all night.
I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to knock him out, Dave.
And those are the best odds you're going to find anywhere.
He's just a Jake.
But
Listen,
if you like Paul, you almost have to do it. It's math. Woodley, I will say this. I told this story about 2 months ago. I
Woodley
got
better
invited to a
not
barbecue.
lose this
Jorge
fight. I'm
Masvidal.
just saying.
Most might
Tyronn Woodley loses this fight,
They
man.
are in the Woodley camp. They look me in the eyes.
I might start
We
working
Jake
out
Paul
and fight
was
fucking Jake
faster.
Paul
As
or
confident
Tyronn
as we
Woodley
are about that,
if they look bad in this fight.
Jake
And I'm
Paul.
52
Take what it is.
motherfucking years
I go
old.
back and forth.
Okay,
You can't ignore
that's
the
bad.
value that the sports
I mean, that's as bad
What made
as
things
it's got.
plus 3.5
See,
rounds.
these guys have
I
made
also
almost
took
a
the cross.
mockery
And I'm friends with
of the sport of
Pauls,
boxing.
So I don't want to
They
see
really
them
have.
have to look in the eyes.
It's-
I bet against them.
It's downright
So we have
borderline
the same bet.
We
pathetic.
have the same bet.
But we will see
And
in
as we sign off
this
the
8-round fight.
if you haven't
I do
played
think
with
it's gonna
us,
go 8
you see
rounds.
how fun it is.
I'm
We're
gonna
having
give
fun.
Woodley the
Always get
decision.
up responsibly.
It will be
Any
in Woodley's
deposit
best
that you
interest
have
to
at
knock him out
Barstool Sports
by
Book,
6, in
open
my
up
opinion.
$10, whatever, we'll give you
But
$100 free.
I think that Tyronn Woodley's
So
going to win
don't
this fight.
sleep on that. Let's watch this fight.
If Jake
I'm
Paul
excited
knocks
about
Woodley
it.
out,
What's going to happen?
Yes.
Let's go to Brian and let's win a bet.
Jake
All
Paul
right,
knocks
thank
this
you.
out, man. I might pull
It's
all
time
night
to get down
and
to
finish
business.
the.
The main event of the evening. Let's go ringside.
Nah, I'm gonna be as. I'm gonna drink with spot.
Cleveland. This crowd already turned up to 11. It is time for the meme event.
Yeah, they're at the Mistake by the Lake, aka Cleveland, Ohio.
Who possesses more pop in their punches?
The best things that came out of Cleveland, Ohio is LeBron James, Jim Brown,
Scheduled for
and
8
the original
rounds
Cleveland
in a
Browns, and they
contract
moved to
weight
Baltimore.
of 190
But that's another
pounds.
story. Actually, Cleveland's actually a pretty decent team. I have to, but I'm a Steelers fan, so I know a lot of Cleveland guys are going to hate on that. And if you haven't noticed, that's the man, Hines Ward. Hines Ward, the third best receiver in Pittsburgh
The week
Steelers.
leading up to the Ben Askren fight.
Okay, fourth best.
Tyronn Woodley is going to be in
Lynn Swan,
corner.
John
I'm
Stallworth,
getting my hands
Antonio
wrapped
Brown.
before the fight. He comes in to check my hand wraps to make sure you're not doing anything illegal. Standard procedures.
Because Antonio Brown was the best receiver in football when he played for the Steelers. He had a 5-year
You're going
stretch.
to have a lot in common after tonight.
But Hines Ward has 2 Super Bowl rings, so I might have to put Hines ahead of Antonio. In fact, I will do that, especially Hines Ward was a Steeler his entire career. I cannot put anybody ahead of Lynn Swan and Johnson. Will not happen. And for all the dummies who think, number one, Lynn Swan shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, Lynn Swan played 8.5 seasons. And Lynn Swan, 6 out of 9 seasons, was way better than John Stallworth. It wasn't close.
Everybody wants to see me and him fighting.
But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. Now they're doing the hype up before the fight.
Somebody that was known for punching me.
If you're going to shit talk,
I will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit that like button on the way in. I really would appreciate it. Jake Paul versus Tyronn Woodley.
But I'm willing, ready, and able to back it up at any time.
And if you decide you want to
He's a child.
This is a make or break.
hold on, man, just one moment.
First dangerous, real person with knockout power that I'm going up against.
I can go after this and I can be at the top of wrestling, at the top of mixed martial art, and now I can be at the top of boxing.
That's the cash app, ladies and gentlemen.
On there, just remind you about his skills.
But the fight has not started yet.
Punches.
I will see if that is the case. Just one moment. And now, I believe it's Tyronn Woodley walking into the ring first. It is. Tyronn Woodley walking into the ring first, ladies and gentlemen.
And from St. Louis, Missouri, here comes the esteemed former UFC welterweight champion of the
Excuse me one
world,
moment.
the chosen one, Tyronn Woodley.
You got lots of love. Let's go, Clark.
I am the bell.
Appreciate that, High Waves. I really appreciate that.
In thunderous fashion, Ariel, he had 7 knockouts during his MMA career, including a first-round stoppage of Robbie Lawler to win the welterweight title.
Yeah, I remember Robbie Lawler.
I am blown away by his demeanor. He is calm, he is cool, collected. He's been that way all week long. The big thing has been he didn't have to cut weight for this fight, Morrow. He didn't have to cut that extra 20 pounds. We'll see what that translates into right now.
Now here comes Jake Paul coming down down to the ring. Yeah, he's representing Cleveland with that jacket. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Did they see the fight? Yeah, they can. Wow. All right. Oh, damn it! Shit!